Again.
Okay. Hi, I'm Juanita Broaddrick, and I'm here to support Donald Trump. I tweeted recently, and Mr. Trump retweeted it, that actions speak louder than words. Mr. Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me, and Hillary Clinton threatened me. I don't think there's any comparison.
I'm Kathleen Lilly, and I am here to support Donald Trump. The reason for that is the first day that he announced for president, he said, "I love this country and I want America to be great again." And I cried when he said that, because I think that this is the greatest country in the world. I think that we can do anything. I think we can accomplish anything. I think that we can bring peace to this world, and I think Donald Trump can lead us to that point.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Mr. Trump, would you touch a woman without their consent? Mr. Trump?
Why did you say you touch a woman without consent, Mr. Trump?
Why don't y'all ask Bill Clinton that? Why don't y'all go ask Bill Clinton that? Go ahead and ask Hillary as well.
And you just heard that right there, and we have some breaking news right now on where those women will be tonight. As we said, they just appeared with Donald Trump at a hotel near here, Sarah Murray. They will be in the debate hall tonight, you're learning?
Aaron, that is what the Trump campaign is telling me right now, that those 4 women will be in the debate hall. Now, even though Trump's advisors have not admitted one way or another whether all of this would come up on the debate stage, obviously this sends a very strong signal. And Aaron, I can't tell you how many Republicans have been telling me they did not want to see Donald Trump go this route. They believe that Hillary Clinton could get the best of him on this. They believe that it could backfire on him, particularly in light of the tape that's come out about him this week. So there are certainly going to be plenty of nervous Republicans seeing this video and also seeing these women in the hall tonight. Aaron.
Sarah, thank you very much. Gloria, a pretty stunning development. This is something stunning. Nobody expected to happen.
It's kind of dark and you know, in a way very sad. And I think that politically it's particularly stunning because I'm not so sure what this does for Donald Trump. If you look at it just purely politically, I don't know whose mind he changes with this. And of course, if you're you know, an undecided voter, will you then suddenly say Donald Trump is a champion for women? And does this suddenly erase what occurred on the videotape? I don't think so. I think that it shows you that Donald Trump is willing to do anything to kind of win. And this is not, you know, just to finish for one sec, as Sarah is saying, and the Republicans that I've talked to, and you've heard from Newt Gingrich today and others, this is exactly where they did not want him to go. Now, maybe he won't do it in the debate, and he did it here, and it's a head fake, and he got it out of the way. That's a possibility.
Yeah, now,
they're going to be in the room.
said a few minutes ago, and I quite agreed with her, that what he needed to do was offer a statement of genuine contrition, and then address himself to the issues that were important to people in their lives. If he goes this route, if this becomes a major part of his evening, then I think the answer to your question earlier, is this the day the campaign ended officially? You know, I would say yes. Look, the question has always been, how does a reality show star get himself elected president? Apparently he feels it's by turning a presidential debate into a reality show. And I don't think the American people are going to react well to that.
Can I say that I think the Commission on Presidential Debates is now in a very awkward position. And I remember, Aaron, at the last debate when Mark Cuban was coming and said that he was invited to sit in the front row, I had Frank Fahrenkopf, who's one of the co-chairs on my program, here on CNN, and he said, we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to allow that kind of a distraction to take place. Cuban can be there, but not in the front row. I'll be very interested to see if these women are permitted in. I'm also wondering whether Trump really says anything tonight about it. He's just had his moment on this issue. And the third point that I would make, because I invested more time than I would have cared to today investigating each of these cases and reminding myself what went on and what do we really know. I watched the Juanita Broaddrick video earlier today that Trump tweeted. By the way, found it very compelling. But there are two different issues. You know, one has to do with the bad behavior on Bill's part, which I think there's a presumption of evidence. One could say he was impeached, for crying out loud. But Trump is now trying to thread a different needle of her having been an enabler, and that is a much different evidentiary hill that he'll need to climb if he goes there.
But I'm uncertain as to why these women wouldn't be permitted in. These women are American citizens. These women have been relegated to telling their story on Breitbart News because other outlets won't pick them up. These women have a right to speak out. Their attorneys have attained a deposition. Hold on, I let you finish. Their attorneys have attained a deposition that says Hillary's attorneys hired private investigators to go after the three women on the left. Now, it's important that these millennials behind me, who care very deeply about sexual assault, I've been on a college campus for the last 7 years of my life, and I can tell you this, sexual assault's a big issue. The three women on the left, Hillary hired private investigators to look after. The woman on the far right, Hillary Clinton has an audio tape laughing at the girl, bragging about how she got the innocent rapist off.
Can I respond?
That 12-year-old
quick response. They all have a right to be heard. I want to hear their stories. I want to know all the facts.
And now we do on a national
Now let me
stage.
finish. But as my parents raised me to say, time and a place, and a debate which is supposed to be about independent voters and a variety of issues will become a blank show. I'd say it. It would probably end up on a Trump audio if I said it. And I don't think that's necessarily in the best interest
Michael,
of
he
the
might
country.
not bring it up. These women got to speak for themselves tonight without Donald Trump having to say a word. That's a victory for the American
So Jeffrey,
people.
what about this? Now you have it, let's just say he doesn't bring it up. Who knows whether he will or won't, but the head fake that David suggested, say that's what it is. You now have them sitting in the audience. You have Bill Clinton sitting in the same room that they were sitting in. How does that play?
Well, this is what I find so fascinating here. The age-old allegation having nothing to do with this campaign, everything to do with it, but that goes back decades, is that the media writ large, the mainstream media, is always giving an unfair shake to Republicans. What they've just done here is get this out into the conservative media stream, whether it's picked up, and obviously it is picked up right here on CNN, and to get this everywhere. You can be guaranteed that tomorrow morning or tomorrow noon, when Rush Limbaugh hits the airwaves, that this will be topic A.
Speaking to the people.
Hold on. Paul, you were there during all of this. I mean, you were there, you were advising. What is the significance of this moment to Hillary Clinton tonight? She sees this. You saw her senior campaign staff were there. Jeff Zeleny was there when they heard about this. They were surprised. Does this affect her performance, her psyche, what she does tonight?
I don't think it does. I think it says a lot about Donald Trump. He's got a campaign in crisis. He's got a party in chaos. 16 incumbent Republican senators have now said they're not voting for him. That's unprecedented in the modern era. And so he's got to do something to get right. He clearly thinks this is the strategy. I disagree. I don't think it'll work. But especially in a town hall, the tussle is, whose election is this? Does this election belong to Donald Trump? Does it belong to Hillary Clinton? Or does it belong to we the people? This I think, Trump is definitely trying to make a play to hijack the election away from the needs and concerns of those voters and make it about himself, make it about Hillary, make it about Hillary's husband. I don't think that's a winning strategy.
Ben.
So this is a character test for Donald Trump. And it's an ink blot test, whether he passed it. If what you believe is that Republicans just get rolled all the time, and you want somebody who's going to fight to the end, who's willing to hit the nuclear button, he's your guy. Because what you just saw, from my point of view, was horrible. Because these are very serious issues. And the pain in those women's lives is very real. And for someone to use that so cynically, to me, on my side of the ink blot test, was a massive failure on his character. I would have hoped that tonight he would have done what Kayleigh said and mainly come forward and be contrite, show contrition. But he chose to do something not that, So here's the deal. It's an ink blot test. Somebody's going to say, look, he's a champion for women. He's giving them a voice, et cetera, et cetera. Some people will see it that way. I think more people will see this as a cynical move and a heartbreaking misuse.
Can I just say one thing?
Very quickly, and then final word.
Trump, that he come here, he show what's in his heart, and find that he should show remorse, show contrition. I'm wondering what Mike Pence thought when he was watching those women in that press
and
conference.
the Republican Party leaders. I mean, that is a real important audience for Donald Trump tonight. They're trying to decide whether or not they're going to hang with him, whether they're going to cut off money. I'm sure they were disappointed by what they saw tonight. But listen, I think it is a victory for the conservative press. They've been talking about this for 20 years, and I think Hillary Clinton's going to be prepared for it because they've been talking about this for 20 years.